Welcome to Gray Matter Reports. Today, we decode the complex reality of events that unfold around us. The room is dim, lit only by the flickering glow of computer screens, casting a pale hue over the sterile environment. A lone figure sits hunched over, the weight of countless hours etched into the deep lines of their face. Here, in the heart of forensic neuroscience, the struggle to understand the complexity of the human mind unfolds. Neurons fire, synapses connect, and yet, understanding remains elusive. Each subject presents a labyrinth of thoughts and emotions, a tapestry woven with threads of dysfunction and brilliance. The juxtaposition of normalcy against the backdrop of an antisocial profile creates a chilling narrative, one that begs to be deciphered. Within these walls, evidence is more than mere data. It is a window into the psyche. Biological evidence becomes a language of its own, speaking to the hidden truths that lie beneath the surface. A brain scan reveals patterns, a symphony of activity that resonates with the darkness of human behavior. The stark contrast between a healthy mind and one marred by conflict is palpable. Yet the question lingers: what drives an individual to the precipice of societal norms? The answers are not simple. Each case conclusion serves as a reminder of the fragile balance between nature and nurture. Genetic predispositions clash with environmental influences, creating a volatile cocktail of potential. In this clinical setting, the narrative weaves through echoes of empathy and the absence thereof. As the mind is dissected, it becomes evident that empathy, often celebrated as a human cornerstone, can become a paradoxical void. The very capacity to feel for others can be stunted, twisted by experiences that leave deep psychological scars. Patterns emerge, revealing not just the individual but the collective. Each profile is a reflection of society's failures and triumphs, a mirror held up to humanity itself. The cinematic quality of these moments hangs heavy in the air, a reminder that the mind is a theater of both light and shadow. As the figure at the desk studies the latest findings, the weight of responsibility settles in. Understanding these complexities is not merely an academic pursuit. It is a quest to prevent future tragedies. In the realm of forensic neuroscience, the stakes are high and the implications profound. Each insight gained is a step closer to unraveling the enigma of the human condition. The journey into the mind of an individual is both a scientific endeavor and a moral imperative. Here, in this space of somber inquiry, the pursuit of knowledge becomes a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. The sterile room hums with the low buzz of fluorescent lights. Shadows dance along the walls, reflecting the weight of unspoken truths. A lone figure sits at the table, the subject of keen observation. The air is thick with anticipation. Every glance exchanged between the experts carries the weight of their purpose. In the world of forensic neuroscience, the behavioral case emerges as both a puzzle and a mirror. The mind of the individual before them reveals layers of complexity, each thought a thread woven into a tapestry of antisocial tendencies. The experts sift through the biological evidence, seeking clarity in the chaos of cognition. They dissect the neural pathways, mapping the intricate web of impulses that drive behavior. The subject displays an unsettling calmness, a facade that masks deeper disturbances. Their demeanor oscillates between detachment and fleeting moments of vulnerability. This duality is the crux of the empathy paradox. The ability to understand others' emotions exists alongside an alarming disregard for societal norms. The experts consider the implications. How does one navigate a world where empathy is both a gift and a curse? Neuroscience provides a window into the mind, revealing anomalies in the brain's structure and function. Areas responsible for impulse control and emotional regulation flicker like a faulty light bulb. The subject's brain scans show reduced activity in regions linked to empathy, suggesting a disconnect that fuels their antisocial profile. The clinical data aligns with behavioral observations, painting a portrait of an individual who exists on the fringes of humanity. As the experts delve deeper, they uncover a history marked by neglect and trauma, a narrative that complicates the clinical picture. The subject's childhood echoes through the analysis, illuminating the environmental factors that coalesce with biology. The dichotomy of nature versus nurture emerges, a timeless debate that shapes their understanding of criminal profiles. Yet, within this clinical exploration lies a poignant truth. The subject is not just a collection of data points, but a person shaped by circumstances. As empathy flickers like a candle in the wind, the experts grapple with their moral compass. Can they reconcile the individual's actions with the understanding of their psyche? The tension mounts, creating a dissonance between scientific objectivity and human empathy. The case concludes, but the questions linger. What drives an individual to cross the thresholds of morality? The behavioral case is more than a study. It is a reflection of humanity's darkest corners. The quest for understanding continues, a pursuit that both enlightens and haunts. The shadows deepen, leaving a lingering sense of unease, demanding further exploration into the labyrinth of the human mind. The mind of an individual with an antisocial profile is a labyrinth. Each twist and turn reveals a new layer of complexity, a new piece of the puzzle. In the realm of forensic neuroscience, understanding this labyrinth is crucial. It is here that the psychological bridge begins to form. A bridge built on the foundations of empathy, or rather, the absence of it. Neuroscientific studies show that empathy functions like a neural circuitry. When activated, it allows individuals to connect with others on an emotional level. For those with an antisocial profile, this circuitry is often malfunctioning or entirely absent. The result is an inability to perceive the emotional states of others, creating a chasm instead of a bridge. This disconnection manifests in various behaviors, often leading to a disregard for societal norms. Consider the brain's amygdala, the emotional epicenter. In typical individuals, it lights up in response to social cues, signaling empathy and compassion. Yet in the antisocial profile, the amygdala often remains dim, a dark void where empathy should reside. This leads to a skewed perception of human interaction, where the emotional responses of others are mere echoes, barely registering in the mind of the individual. The implications are staggering. Such individuals may engage in actions that defy moral boundaries, all while remaining completely detached from the emotional consequences. They navigate the world as if it were a game, employing strategies to manipulate rather than connect. The psychological bridge crumbles, leaving behind a barren landscape devoid of genuine human interaction. As forensic neuroscientists delve deeper into the biological evidence, they unearth not just the structure of the brain, but the intricate web of experiences that shape behavior. Trauma, neglect, and environmental factors all play a role in the development of the antisocial profile. Yet while these elements contribute to the individual's psyche, they do not absolve them of responsibility. The mind may be a product of its environment, but the choices made still echo through the fabric of society. In this delicate balancing act of nature versus nurture, the question lingers: can empathy be cultivated in a mind so starkly disconnected? Research suggests that while the neural pathways may be damaged, they are not irreparable. Interventions exist, offering hope for rehabilitation, but the path is fraught with challenges. The psychological bridge, once shattered, requires meticulous reconstruction, a painstaking effort to reestablish connections that were never formed. As forensic professionals, the task is monumental. Each case is a unique narrative, waiting to be deciphered. Each individual a representation of the broader human experience. In the pursuit of understanding, the psychological bridge serves as a reminder. Even in the darkest corners of the mind, the potential for empathy may still flicker, waiting for the right conditions to ignite. The room was cloaked in shadows, illuminated only by the sterile glow of monitors. Each screen displayed intricate brain scans, revealing the unseen landscapes of the mind. The air was thick with anticipation, as though the very walls held their breath, waiting for revelations. Forensic neuroscience had always tread a delicate line between science and art. The currents of empathy flowed through neural pathways, yet in some individuals these currents twisted into something unrecognizable. Here lay the paradox. The more one delved into the suffering of others, the more one could lose touch with their own humanity. A chilling irony, as if understanding pain could lead to an emotional void. In this study, the subject presented a complex array of neurological discrepancies. Areas of the brain responsible for emotional regulation flickered on the scans, their activity erratic. Frontal lobe abnormalities suggested impulsivity, while limbic system dysfunction hinted at a profound disconnect from empathy. The brain of the individual seemed a labyrinth, each twist and turn leading deeper into a chasm of isolation. As the data streamed in, the narrative grew intricate. It was not merely a case of deviance, but rather a profound struggle for connection. The subject's childhood echoed through the neural patterns: abandonment, neglect, a void where attachment should have flourished. Each event etched into the brain, shaping it into a fortress, impenetrable and cold. The irony lay in the desire for connection, yet the inability to forge it. Yet what truly captivated the researchers was the dual nature of this condition. The subject's responses in controlled environments revealed flashes of insight, moments where empathy flickered like a dying ember. In those brief instances, the individual could articulate feelings of remorse, yet the understanding seemed fleeting, as though trapped behind an impenetrable glass. The paradox deepened. Was it a lack of empathy or merely an inability to express it? The scans hinted at an internal struggle, a desire to connect juxtaposed with a brain wired for detachment. The exploration was not merely about identifying patterns, but unraveling a complex tapestry of human experience. In the end, the case conclusion loomed like a shadow. The findings would not yield simple answers. Instead, they would provoke deeper questions about the essence of humanity itself. Could understanding the neural pathways lead to a bridge over the chasm of isolation? Or would it merely reinforce the boundaries that kept the world at bay? The answers remained elusive, like whispers lost in the depths of the mind. In the realm of criminal psychology, the global perspective on antisocial profiles reveals a chilling tapestry woven from cultural, environmental, and biological threads. Each thread, distinct yet interdependent, contributes to the complex fabric of human behavior. Understanding this interplay is akin to deciphering a language spoken in hushed tones, its meanings obscured by the weight of history and circumstance. Across continents, the manifestations of deviance often reflect societal norms and values. In some cultures, aggression may be viewed through a lens of honor, while in others it is met with swift condemnation. A single act can be interpreted in myriad ways, depending on the cultural backdrop. This disparity raises questions. Is deviancy rooted in biology or a mere reflection of societal constructs? The answer is neither simple nor singular. Forensic neuroscience offers a crucial vantage point. It meticulously dissects the brain's architecture, revealing how neural pathways can predispose individuals to certain behaviors. The amygdala, often dubbed the brain's alarm system, plays a pivotal role in emotional processing. Its heightened activity in some individuals may lead to impulsive reactions, presenting a biological basis for aggressive behavior. This understanding does not absolve responsibility, but rather provides a framework for intervention. Yet, the neural landscape is further complicated by external influences. Socioeconomic factors, childhood trauma, and exposure to violence create a rich soil from which antisocial traits can flourish. The interplay of these elements can be likened to a chemical reaction, where each interaction alters the outcome. A nurturing environment may dilute aggressive tendencies, while a toxic atmosphere can intensify them. Consider the case of a subject raised in a war-torn region. The constant exposure to chaos may carve deep grooves in the psyche, altering the very architecture of empathy. Neuroscience studies reveal that prolonged exposure to stress can reduce the brain's capacity for emotional regulation, a phenomenon observed in countless individuals across various settings. In regions marked by instability, the phenomenon of resilience emerges as a counterbalance. Some individuals, despite adverse conditions, cultivate empathy and altruism. This duality poses a profound inquiry. How does one navigate the empathy paradox? The ability to empathize can be both a shield and a weapon, wielded by those who seek connection or dominance. Ultimately, the global perspective on antisocial profiles is not merely an academic exercise. It challenges us to perceive humanity through a wider lens, recognizing the intricate dance between biology and environment. This understanding invites a more nuanced approach to intervention, one that honors the complexity of the human condition. As we delve deeper into this labyrinth of the mind, we are compelled to confront our own assumptions about morality, justice, and the multifaceted nature of empathy. The courtroom was a crucible of tension, each breath weighed down by anticipation. The air hung thick with the scent of varnished wood and muted whispers, as if the very walls were witnesses to the unfolding drama. A solitary figure sat at the defendant's table, their expression an inscrutable mask, a manifestation of the complexities buried within the mind of an antisocial profile. As the judge's gavel struck, a somber silence enveloped the room. The lead prosecutor stood, holding the weight of the case like an anchor. "Your Honor, we present our final arguments," he began, his voice steady yet laced with urgency. He leaned into the narrative, weaving a tapestry of biological evidence that painted a chilling portrait of the subject's psyche. Neuroscience had illuminated the labyrinth of the individual's mind, revealing pathways of thought that defied conventional understanding. The jury listened intently, their faces a reflection of confusion and disbelief. The prosecutor articulated how the brain, in its biological essence, could harbor deficits, a glitch in the system leading to a distortion of empathy. The subject's neural responses, he continued, indicate a profound disconnection from societal norms. Their capacity for emotional recognition is severely impaired. A shiver ran through the courtroom. The defense attorney, poised yet visibly strained, rose to counter. "Your Honor, while we acknowledge the findings of forensic neuroscience, we must recognize the profound complexity of the human experience. This individual is not merely the sum of their neurological deficits." The words hung in the air, heavy with the burden of morality. The defense painted a picture of lost potential, a life riddled with trauma and neglect. Yet the prosecutor pressed on, each sentence a sharp note in a dissonant symphony. "We find ourselves at the intersection of biology and choice. The evidence suggests a conscious decision to reject societal boundaries." The tension escalated, a taut string ready to snap. The jury's gaze was fixed, their faces a canvas of moral deliberation. As the final arguments unfolded, the subject sat in silence, a paradox of presence and absence. Their eyes revealed a flicker of awareness, yet it felt distant, almost alien. The duality of human nature, the struggle between innate impulses and cultivated empathy, echoed throughout the courtroom. The judge's voice broke through the haze, a solemn pronouncement that would seal the fate of the individual. "The jury will now deliberate." The room held its breath, the final verdict looming like a specter. It was not just a decision of guilt or innocence, it was a reckoning with the very nature of humanity itself. The stakes had never felt higher, the implications more profound. In that moment, the courtroom became a microcosm of society, grappling with the empathy paradox that lay at its core.